The journey of self-discovery continues, but it didn't begin when I picked up the paintbrush to go from artist to the muse. It began where most stories begin, and most traumas, really, and that's childhood. Ever since I was a kid, my favorite place has always been the water. Okay, sure, maybe the water didn't love me with this 4C hair, but she loved it, okay? But I've always had this like push-pull relationship with my body. Maybe this is a familiar story to you. I'll share a little bit of mine in hopes that it serves the person that it intends to. Let's talk about it. Back in the day, one of my biggest insecurities was my belly fat. And it's not even like, y'all, this is what's crazy about me even making this video. I wasn't even gonna make it because part of me is like, y'all, we are just in a weird time. We're in a weird time where you can't talk about certain things, and like, if you a feminist and, you know, if you body positive, you can't even mention having an insecurity. You can't even mention it at all, because now you are subjecting yourself to the patriarchy. But it's like, no, we still have insecurities out here, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I want to be real about it, but I also want to acknowledge the growth that I have been through on the journey, because like back in the day, it was a whole nother process. I probably wouldn't even be making this video talking about it, like for real, because now I feel like, okay, I've gained weight and like, it's not, when I even say gain weight, it's like, girl, you gained like 7 pounds. Like, are we serious right now? But what's crazy is just, and then I'm like, girl, first of all, give yourself grace. Everybody has gained weight during the pandemic, okay? And now I know people talk about it's like, you know, happy weight or like love weight. What's up? Because me and Andy was straight up chill. Like, y'all, we were baking cookies like every night, okay? So mine ain't no happy relationship weight. Now, of course, I am happy in my relationship, but me and Andy been together probably like over maybe 15 years at this point, okay? So, yeah, okay, drop the cookie dough. Oh, babe, that actually looks really good. It's gonna be delicious. We should make one. Cookies and alcohol. But I think what's interesting, as I'm on this journey of using myself as a muse, painting myself, looking at myself more from like the reference photos I'm taking of myself, while also like being a content creator and like a YouTuber. Like, can we talk about that for a minute, y'all? Like, I look at myself all day, okay? Like, all day. And I feel like people need to give content creator and just like people need to give folks grace out here. First of all, shout out to SZA. Okay, shout out to SZA for keeping it real. She's like, I just got my body done and got no guilt about it. I say, yes, sis, live your best life, okay? That's your body. You can do whatever you want to do with your body, okay? And I think people are like, oh, you supposed to love yourself no matter what shape you are in. I totally agree. First of all, we should all love ourselves. But at the end of the day, people can do whatever they want to do with their body. And now that I have been sharing myself with the world and sharing myself on the internet and looking at myself all the time, okay? From editing and photos and like painting myself, it's just like the average person out here probably look at themselves once a day, okay? Then in the morning, they brushing their teeth, then they go to work, do whatever. Then they come home and they like, I've had lettuce in my teeth the entire time. Like, nobody said a motherfucking thing. It's like, yeah, that's how many times you looked at yourself today, like once, you know? So it's like for people who are in the public eye and content creators and celebrities and musicians and actors, it's like, I get it. And I think that it's a level of understanding that the normal person may not be able to relate to if you aren't looking at yourself that much, if you aren't, because honestly, y'all, I probably wouldn't have even noticed that I gained weight, except I think from that last video, I had like captured a screen, I had like captured a video from an older time, and I was like, ooh, like, oh, she was about 10 pounds different, you know what I mean? And so even having like the footage to look back on yourself, because that's what happens with weight gain. It's like a slow process. But what I also want to tell the little brown skinned girl out there though, it's like, all this is bullshit, okay? All of this stuff is trends, okay, because for me, I grew up during the 90s, early 2000s, okay, when it was super cool and it was trendy to be thin, like heroin chic, even though they say this heroin chic is coming back since Kim took out her what's it called, BBL implants, whatever. I just want to let her know, I feel like I'm so grateful that I have just evolved on this journey and really built up my self-confidence, where now that I am seeing that my weight is fluctuating again, whereas before that would have triggered me, now it's just like, boo, you are a human being. Like, your body is gonna fluctuate. That belly fat you got, it's birthing nations, okay? Like, that's to protect the womb. You need that. And they calling it stubborn fat out here. No, that's the important sacral chakra, okay? That's birthing the entire human race. You know what I mean? So it's like, now I'm just so grateful that I have a different level of understanding. Part of that, I think, has come with me creating and painting myself, but it started off as like painting women who embodied this self-confidence, and I was like creating the women that I wanted to become and creating the women that I wanted to see. And now for me to be in a position where I feel a level of self-confidence with myself, where it's like I'm not triggered by my fluctuating weight, I'm not concerned, you know. I just want to tell my like younger girl self, it's like, yeah, boo, you sitting in elementary school, they teasing you for having big lips. Hold on, baby boo. People gonna be paying for those. They gonna be paying for these, you know? But your girl got it honest.
That's me.
Oh, okay. Okay, y'all, it's like all this stuff is just, it's the cycles, it's the fluctuating trends. Now they out here like doing buccal fat buccal fat. I think it's called buccal fat, it is. Then the next trend gonna be chubby cheeks. Like, you're not about to have me out here running in circles, okay? I can't keep up, I refuse, because now I have an understanding that that does not matter. That doesn't define me, but I can also give myself grace on the journey when I am reminded of these times when these certain circumstances would upset me. And I'm just like grateful for the growth, y'all. I'm grateful for the evolution. And part of that, I think, has come from social media. Y'all, I think this might be an unpopular opinion because I see a lot of stuff out here like coming at social media, but when you come from a time, she acting like she like dinosaurs to like Jurassic Park out here. Like, I'm not old, okay? But no, but like for real though, like when you just come from a time where there was only a few sources of media, okay, you saw the magazines, you saw the TV, and it was like these small, thin girls of different colors that did not look like you. And so now with social media, I follow so many like plus size YouTubers who like embrace their body, who are so beautiful, and like I don't even, that's not even like a thing that I'm looking at. They're just like amazing human beings. And so I get it, y'all. I've seen Social Dilemma, I've seen all this stuff. I know how the algorithms is out here trying to break a bitch, okay? But I still want us to know we are in control. You can hit the not interested, you can unfollow somebody, and I will do it in a heartbeat, okay? I'll be like, you know what? This ain't serving me right now, okay? It's time for me to move on and transition. Whereas before, we only saw Paris Hilton. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is the time. I'm just like super grateful. I just feel so blessed and so privileged to reincarnate it as a time where like my veil is just a little bit thinner, you know, like where now I have an understanding that this is just my shell. It doesn't even matter. Like, I'm truly a spirit being, a soul, a light being, having a human experience. And so now I am like, I get to play, and I get to play in the body of a Black woman. It's like, hold on, let them find out that you know who you are and that you know your worth, because you also understand that the like worth doesn't even matter. Y'all, can we go there? Like, I was going in circles about worth. Am I worthy? Am I deserving? And I love the quote by Viola Davis. She says, you are born worthy. But there, like, I would go a step further and say, like, worthiness doesn't even matter. You are the physical manifestation of the infinite creator. So when it says I am that I am, I just am that I am. Like, I don't have to be worthy. I just am that I am. I'm just here, you know what I mean? And being here is enough already. And so I'm just like grateful to have that understanding, and to also to have like reincarnated during a time to have like boom, boom, dropped down on planet Earth in 1989, where now I'm in the glow up with an understanding of who I am, and now I have the tools to be able to share that. Like literally, I'm getting paid to have this rant. I'm being paid to just be who I am. Like, y'all, what a time. What a time to be alive. And I just don't want us to get souped up on the sauce, you know, being constantly angry with the world. That doesn't get you anywhere. What has helped me on my journey is seeing where my insecurities are stepping forth and observing them and having an awareness of them and being like, huh, that's interesting. And like carrying on with life. And now I have an understanding that this is my shell. And no matter what society tries to make me feel, and even what my past self tries to come back and re-trigger, you know, it's like, no, I have an understanding now. And I also want to share that with anybody who's on their journey, boo. Cause like, if you are feeling some type of way, because like I'm feeling some type of way, like I'ma just be real. If you feel in the same type of way, you're not alone. The other thing I would ask you to think about is, what were you doing before the pandemic? You were probably a whole lot more active. Y'all, I might have had a, like, to be real, I might have was going through something. Like, I was working out too much. And I think that ain't nobody out here trying to self-diagnose herself. So let me not even like try to self-diagnose. I don't know, but I was working out a lot. So I was on the journey of becoming an aerial acrobat. When I say that, I'm like, girl, I was for real trying to be on some Cirque du Soleil, okay? And I'm super proud of myself because my body was able to do things that I never thought possible, y'all. Like, I felt so strong. I felt so beautiful. I felt so confident during those times. And then when the pandemic happened, my aerial studio closed. So I wasn't doing aerial anymore. Before the pandemic, I was doing hot yoga. Okay, first of all, I was training aerial, I think like 5 days a week, okay? Because I had classes 3 days a week. And then I would go to open studio 2 days a week. And literally, we were scheduled to perform. Like, I had gotten so good where I was literally gonna do a group performance with my aerial studio called Arcadia, which is out here in Ballard. And like, y'all, they changed my life in such a beautiful way, and I'm so grateful for them. And it truly broke my heart when they closed. But but then the other thing that I realized is that it opened up time for me to start my YouTube channel. So I was able to like refocus my energy back into another creative outlet, something that would help grow my creative practice. It allowed me more time to paint. So it was just so beautiful. So on top of me doing aerial, okay, I was probably doing aerial 5 days a week. I was going to hot yoga 3 days a week. And then I was going to the gym 3 days a week. So literally there were some days where there were many days where I was working out 3 times a day. Okay. Where does this find the time? Okay, but part of it, I wanted to incorporate more movement into my art practice, which I'm super excited about. Like, I still want to do that, but I don't think that I'm going to do it in a way where it like requires an aerial studio. It'll just be something that's just dance, just movement, just flow. And so that's what I'm gonna do. But it's like, yeah, girl, literally your aerial studio shut down, the hot yoga spot shut down, the gym's closed. Like, what are you expected to do? Okay, the people who didn't gain weight out here, I'm concerned about you. Are you all right? No, let me not. You on your own journey. I don't know your life. Only you know. You know, this artist, because I love going on art tours and museums and stuff. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, you know, the artist picked this color. And it's just like, that's literally probably the only color they had. Like, that's how we make decisions. Long day of talking. The gang just left from Scripps News. Man, really an incredible interview. If it's out by the time I'm uploading this, then I'll link it below so you all could check it out. But the other thought that came to me was, first of all, I've already been back in the gym, okay? I've already been back in the gym. I'm already getting back to my baseline. And it's not like the goal. And I just wanna, if this is triggering for somebody, like, that's not my goal. And I'm sorry if it is. And also, you kind of shouldn't have clicked on this video. Like, the title was clear about what we were going to discuss here. Okay, so like, You clearly living your own life, okay? Which is fine by me, okay? But it's not my goal to trigger anybody. It's not my goal to make anybody feel insecure about their own bodies. If anything, I want to offer this as encouragement for anybody who's going through different fluctuations. And I've always fluctuated, y'all. So I'm just even reminding myself, like, your body will fluctuate. I think even whenever this does happen, I struggle with it. And it's because I've just always been smaller. You know what I mean? And so here's the other thing. I know some people would like, notice skinny bitch out here talking about, which there's also another level of a trauma with that, especially in the Black community. And let me know if this is resonating with anybody, like, because since there is this glorification of the thickness and the booty in the Black community, when you are on a smaller or skinnier side, the first thing somebody want to say, you need to eat, you need to eat. And it's just like, bitch, what? Like, I'm eating. My body just looks different from yours, you know. And I think what's interesting is, like, we don't even talk about that side. You know, we talk a lot about fat shaming and different things like that for people who are more plus size, but we really don't talk about people who are smaller and how there's a different, just the conversation that happens around women's bodies. But there's always something to be said about women's bodies, which can be really, really frustrating. But I think, like, okay, this is why this also has been another layer for me, because when I was a kid, I was just smaller. I was a smaller kid. I was always just kind of like scrawny is what I was called, you know. And so then as I got older and entered college, now really college was that freshman 15. Yeah, your girl might have had about a freshman 30 on her, okay? Like, I was in a dorm above a cafeteria. Yeah, sis was eating good in college, you know. So then I moved into my own apartment and was able to cook for myself, started eating a whole lot better, stopped eating pizza and all the different stuff, and like got back to my baseline, which is what I'm used to. And it's also not like, oh, I'm trying to look a certain way to please anybody or to, you know, fit into society's roles or whatever. It's just what I consider my baseline to be and what I'm used to seeing my body be ever since I was a kid, you know. So there was that. And then the other fluctuation that I had in my weight was it 2015? Like, I actually got on medication that had caused me to gain weight, and I was dealing with some mental health issues, y'all. And it was like, it was rough and it was real. And I think at some point I will open it up and share and talk about that, because I think it could really help and benefit a lot of different people.
Chills up that spine, that ass is mine.
I did a lot of work. I did a lot of internal work. And so I know people like see me today and see me with like good energy, high vibes out here, y'all. It has been a decade getting to where I am now, and some, just like my entire life has been a journey. And there's just been so many tools that has helped me get to where I am. And really that's come down to, like, everything you see, hear, and read about that they say you should do, just do it. Like, it literally that's literally been the stuff that has helped me. And I think people looking for some other like quick fix, some secret sauce. It's like, no. People saying meditate, bitch, meditate. People saying get good rest, get good rest. People saying, oh, hydrate, work out. Like, literally, I'm just doing the cliche shit that they say do. I really am. And it's been helping me. It's been helping me, and it's really transformed my life for the better. And y'all, just like affirmations, self-help books, like, your girl be out here souped up for real. And I think we need these tools in there. And I know some people say half of the shit's woo-woo and all whatever. I'm a living testimony, okay, that all of it really does help over time. And when you really put in the mental energy that it takes in order to change your life, that's what's really helped me get to where I am. So, you know, getting off the medication, what really helped me was physical movement. And I think that's what took me to the point of like almost getting obsessive in the gym. And I think that's maybe when I crossed the line and got to a point where I was just working out so much and I got so fit, because I just felt so good. Like, it made me feel so good. It made me feel so confident. And so I feel like now I'm starting to level out. I'm starting to get a nice healthy balance, and it feels really good. And I'm just I'm just so grateful for myself in all the different phases and journeys of life. And so if you fluctuating right now, boo, we gon' for always fluctuate, because that's literally what life is. It's a cycle. It's the highs and the lows and the ups and the downs. And just to let you know, your girl did a whole TED talk that much thicker. Okay, she was embodying it. Okay, look, she had the ass out now, you know. So it's just like, please, it don't matter what size I am, what shape I am, I'ma be who I'ma be. And I'm also gonna acknowledge that no matter what size I am, it doesn't define me, and it truly doesn't have to define you either. But I just felt that it was important to have this conversation. I really did, because I just know that there's a lot of people out here right now, you know, struggling with different fluctuations of the body. And at the end of the day, boo, you have survived a goddamn pandemic. This has been a groundbreaking, historic moment in our global lifetime. And if you are watching this video right now, I applaud you. If you are still on this planet right now, you made it through, boo. And I'm just grateful for that. And I'm giving myself grace on the journey, and knowing that every single inch of me is beautiful. And I can also have feelings about the changes as well, you know. I hope this serves you. I really hope it serves you. I hope it speaks to the person that it's supposed to speak to. And I send you all my love and all my light.
But we could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. You think if they said it, then they must mean it. So you should feel it. Somehow you think that you need it. Others' opinions